Testing one, two. Make sure your microphone is on this time. What's up, y'all? I try to get candid nowadays with these videos, and I did this before. I recorded a whole 15-minute video, no sound on. But welcome to Coffee Combos. Okay, I got my wife's cup again today. I like it. Why not? Cheers. All right, so my iPhone, I got this feature on here that is following me, and I really like this. So I'm gonna start off this way again. Anyway, I want to jump right in on one of my previous videos about unbelief and belief, but just kind of talk about the power of belief and trusting your big idea. And topic around this conversation is going to be trust your imagination because it could be $1 billion idea. Okay. So I wrote this post on LinkedIn regarding FedEx. And if you don't know the backstory about FedEx, look it up. I won't bore you with the whole thing, but I want to tell you just in short. The founder wrote the FedEx concept as a paper in graduate school where the story said, the original story, people were saying that he got like a low grade, which we think about that as a D or something, whatever. But he later clarified saying that the grade, he doesn't remember what the grade was, but it really didn't matter. It was about the skepticism that his professor had regarding the idea. So this is about unbelief of others coupled with unbelief on your own, like the idea being so huge that you're like, oh my God, I don't know if I can accomplish this. But when it's birthed into you, when God gives you an idea, because remember, we are made in God's image and likeness. So naturally, we're creators of ideas. We're the vessels here on earth that will have beautiful, amazing ideas that are so large that we may not know how to accomplish them. But story goes on, of course, with the ups and downs. This is 1960 when you're coming up with an idea to create a delivery service, like a next day delivery service. Like, how you gonna buy an airplane, right? So anyway, your idea may be like that. Like, how are you going to buy an airplane? Like, even right now, if you had an idea that involved you buying an airplane, how would you do that, right? That's the big idea that you want to have anyway, right? So on this channel, in our group, in the peak community, we only focus on the ideas at the top. All those common ideas are at the bottom, right? But anyway, let's just say we know what FedEx is today. It wasn't an easy situation. And that's the thing about the big ideas, it's not always an easy situation, right? So, simple exercise is write down those big ideas on a paper. When I was in college, we focused on presentation. And so with presentation, a lot of us nowadays use iPads, computers, close the iPad, close the computer, and get a piece of paper out and mind map on the paper, because something with a pen in hand and a piece of paper helps evolve your thoughts. So you're not all, technical. This is what I did when I was in college, took a class on presentation. And it really unlocked the joy of just writing down, mind mapping, to where you can, take that stuff. We got apps and things now where you can just take a snapshot and bring it into a program. But trust the idea, right? I'm thinking about different companies, right? Where your thoughts, your imagination, it evolves anyway. Say, for example, right now we're taping, most of us are shooting content on our iPhone. I got the iPhone 16 here. Started in a lifetime, right? In our lifetime, the iPhone has evolved to what it is now. It wasn't an overnight thing, but it has evolved to what it is now in a single lifetime, and less than a single lifetime, right? We're taping on the iPhone. We're uploading this content to another big idea, YouTube, which was started by someone and acquired by Google. And here we are today, being able to share with each other, to help each other grow, to share our big ideas with the world, so that you know we can inspire each other to be great, right? Another big idea, if you're a creator, think about George Lucas, the Star Wars franchise, billion. I think he sold the franchise for like 4 billion. He's doing museums and just all kind of crazy stuff with the fruit of imagination. And I think about James Cameron, billion-dollar franchises, Avatar, um, the Titanic. These are examples of how powerful imagination is. Don't take imagination for granted. All these ideas we're talking about are people living at the peak of their imagination and figuring it out along the way. Within your lifetime, you're going to be able to accomplish that big idea. But what I would suggest is don't give yourself unrealistic expectation. And nowadays we have a lot of people like the 6th month I blew up, the 1 year I blew up and became a millionaire. All that stuff is fine. There also are pros and cons to that idea and lifestyle, because that's not really the big idea. That's the average idea, is that we can all get on camera, create a community, create a course, sell whatever, right? Be an affiliate marketer. That's not the unique big idea. That's not why we're here. The differentiator is your unique ability, your unique experience, for sure. And we're not going to like degrade the concept of getting on here and doing anything. We celebrate every win. But the point is, I want you to trust the big idea. That's why I'm mentioning these things as examples. So when you're writing down the big idea, remember what I said before in my other video. If the competition, if there's a lot of competition, that's not your big idea. I don't care how much you try to differentiate, like a t-shirt brand, you know, coffee brand or mud water or whoever, like everybody that can kind of rush into a competitive space. And it's really hard if you are a recording artist, producer, creative, like everybody is that. Even me, I worked in the music business for 25 years plus. Uh, um, Started my musician journey at 15 years old. So I've been doing that for 30 years, playing, being a minister of music, creating songs and all that. But to be a unicorn in the music business, you can't chase the trend. You got to create it or stay true to your creative uniqueness. And that's one thing that I believe in is I don't want to hear you if you sound like some other artist. Not saying that you shouldn't pursue, but what makes you different? You know, the sound of your voice, the songs that you write. Really, that's one of the biggest things is going to be how impactful your creative product is in the end, and then how your connection to fans, right? So, as artists, also tech people, tech entrepreneurs, startup founders that want to focus on entertainment products, please don't create another Spotify. The problem with the laws and things that we are dealing with right now is because they didn't have a proper consultant on the initial product phase. When you're trying to create the minimum viable product, you need to consult with creators, not executives. And that's one of the problems with our business, where I've been fortunate to be a creative person, to work with artists as a creator, and also work with artists as a business person. So I understand the plight of both sides. And so in this community, I invite any entrepreneurs who want to start a music business, come join our community for mentorship and coaching so we can kind of guide it the right way to make it not so um, where it leaves the creators out, right? So if you create platforms that allow creatives to make more money, that's the peak imagination idea. You got to serve a huge community of folks, right? So anyway, that's kind of what I want to talk about today is trusting your big idea, because imagination could lead to billions, not millions. So if this resonated with you and you're the person that's kind of sitting around with your notepad and your dream books, big ideas, subscribe to the newsletter. It's at cornelioaustin.com. And we'll be shooting a lot of information. I promise not to spam your emails. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. This is where I post daily inspiring content for the entertainment entrepreneurs or just entrepreneurs in general. So we want to make an impact. We want our community to make an impact. Unique entrepreneurs, believers. We want to make an impact, and it's that time, it's that season for believers to stand on what they believe, stand on their faith, talk about it. Yeah, I think that's what I'll discuss in my next video. So check that out. We're going to talk about the rise in Christian entrepreneurs right now, and also the music business, Christianity in the music business, and the challenge there. So anyway, make sure you subscribe, share the video with somebody if you think this is helpful. All right.